Hey everyone, Eric with Rockin' H, and in this episode of How It's Made, we're going to talk about Ty's tractor trailer. Now, Ty came to me back in 22, and he sent me photos of his rig, and I said right away, well, the semi can be done. That's easy enough. I can figure that out. That's not a problem. But the trailer behind your semi doesn't even exist. I liked the concept so well that I decided I would go ahead and throw my hat in the ring to try and design it and 3D print it, and here we are. So let's begin with the cab. Started out with a W900 by DCP. This is probably one of the more challenging decal jobs I've ever done. The decals on this, and we're just going to dive right into those. The decals on this, they came out, I send the designer a template of a W900, and then he designs the decals over them. But what's challenging about this particular style of hood is, look at that line right there. It goes down, and then you have to go back to the bottom of the cab. Well, everything works clear up to here, but then to get everything to fold over this hood properly was something I had to overcome. And let's add a little more to that challenge. Right here, you can see that the top of the hood is wide, and then it gets narrow, like all W900s, which makes that even just a bit more challenging. So to design decals to lay over that hood it's just hard work. Nevertheless, we overcame that because I was able to cut these decals and then kind of line them up and then make all the lines work. So is it perfect? If you scrutinize it, no, it's not. However, it is a really good job, and I'm really pretty stoked about this. I just absolutely love this color combo, and I really like how this came out. Let's move to the front. We got a herd bumper on the front of that. That is held in with 172 screws, and it does operate. So that is pretty cool. Cat engine on the inside. The wheels the steps are stock. The pipes are aftermarket. Those come out of my store, were cut and used a bit of solder to make the elbow. And then we used fuel tanks out of my store along with these half fenders. Molotow below the air can and below the cab, and then we have some peel and stick cab lights to go along the bottom. The deck plate has a 5/64 hole in it to accommodate the pogo stick, and then I stretched out the lines to go under the fifth wheel plate. In real life, his fifth wheel plate is not this chrome color, but this was a stock frame from a donor that I had, and it pretty well matches the existing frame on the truck because his frame on the real truck is blue. And so I didn't have any color of paint to match it. So at this moment, I'm just leaving it chrome. You'll notice that the top of the cab is smooth. I had to take body filler and fill in the sunroof, and then when the body filler was dry, I sanded and filed all the cab lights off and everything perfectly smooth, painted it, stuck it on, and then used bullet lights out of my store with a little bit of yellow paint, safety yellow I think it is, or orange, on the end of the bullet light. I used Formula 560 to glue the bullet lights on, so as the glue dries, you won't be able to see it. This is actually a 379, 389 Batman style. I don't even know what they call this style of visor, but it's a Batman style to me. And this came off of a Peterbilt, which I recommissioned on this Kenworth. That's the details on Ty's Kenworth. Now let's go over here to the trailer. We are looking at, this is actually a 42-foot Cornhusker style trailer. I found one here in Dodge City where some different guys parked their trucks. I went out and measured it, took a lot of photos, measured all the ribs and everything else, and got pretty close. And then here we go. So this was entirely 3D printed. If you've seen this in my store, the rollover tarp frame, the ribs are all separated so you can paint them separately. Once you have them separated from the body, you can paint everything separately so you don't have to worry about coming in here with a fine detail and maybe getting paint down the side. You can paint this separately, glue it on, and then you get nice clean lines, or at least reasonably close and clean lines. He has a 3-axle version on his farm, and they're all tandems, and then he's got this conveyor system that collects everything from the hoppers, runs it up here into this auger, and then you can fill whatever you want. Now, this was quite the challenge for me because this is actually version 1.0. This is the only one like this one that exists. I have more ordered because I've went ahead in the meantime and fixed this, so You don't have this wobbling business going on here, which that drives me crazy. I'm going to let him know before we ship this off. If he wants to wait for the next version, I'm going to flip this on eBay. Nevertheless, everything works. Like I said, version 1.0, version 2.0 already has changes. There's been a few changes down here, just modest things you'd probably never even notice. And then, of course, the moneymaker here is getting this hinge point right and making that much, much better. So version 2.0 should have those changes made. Other than that, added DOT tape to chrome 10 holes just like his trailer. And this is a reasonable representation of Ty's trailer that he runs and operates on their farm or his ag service. While I was making this, I went ahead and made a 3-axle version without the auger and then a split axle version without the auger, so it would look more like something a grain hauler would use. This project took about 10 months to get to this point, and the reason for that is, one, I had to make time to design this, and then I had to send the digital file off and get a test print, which is what you see here. And actually, I started out with the non-auger versions to get the design right. Then I came back and then added the auger by making a hole here and adding some structure and etc., etc. So this is actually the third variation of the trailer, and that's just why it took so long. I wanted to get the whole design right and then add the auger later to make sure that the trailer was actually going to be functional before I went and spent time making this structure. That is how this whole outfit was made. I am very, very happy with the results overall. The cab I'm really excited about. I love the cab. I really love the trailer. Like I said, version 1.0, don't like that, but version 2.0 is going to be better, and that'll be awesome. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. You can actually buy the version of this trailer, which does not have the auger. Right now, it's at rockinghfarmtoys.com. You can buy the trailer there. If you want the decals, go to circuscity.com. Matt does a phenomenal job, man. I just can't say enough good things about his decals. They're great. Even though you will have to modify them to get them on the hood, they're still awesome and they're worth your time. If you want to learn anything about what I do, go to diecastlab.com. That is the only classroom where I will teach you step by step how to do everything you see me do. All right, we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.